Hello and welcome. Greetings, everyone. We are here on a Thursday, so hence we're starting a couple of hours earlier than we usually do. Apologies for the late start. I had to do a little bit of setup, and that was because we pulled in an awesome person again. So you might notice. Oh, wait, you're getting an echo? Wait, hang on. Why is there an echo? I'm going to do that. There. Hopefully there's no echo now. Greetings, hello, welcome. I shut off all the computer audio in case that is what was causing the echo. As I said, we're starting a little bit late, but we are here, and we've got, well, Dave up there, but I'll let him give a little introduction, tell us a little bit about himself. And today we're going to be writing some more C# and JavaScript code. We are using ASP.NET Core and VueJS are the main technologies that we're using along with those. I'll tell you a little bit about the project. We are doing a project that we call our DevStreams project, and it is specifically a site that is supposed to help out DevStreams and promote the community of dev streaming, and I'll explain all the details about that once we get started there. So, hello everyone. I'm going to go ahead and let David introduce himself, tell us a little bit about himself, and then we'll go ahead and get started with some more explanation, some code, and saying hi to everyone. So, David, tell us about yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Dave Paquette. I'm a web developer. I focus mostly on the Microsoft stack, so ASP.NET or ASP.NET Core on the back end, and then some sort of, JavaScript framework on the front end usually. Recently really fell in love with VueJS. I've been starting to blog a little bit about that and how I'm using that on some projects, so cool to see that you're using that here. I am one of the 3 ASP.NET monsters. We do blogging and video series talking about ASP.NET development, so you can check us out at aspnetmonsters.com.
Awesome, and you're actually admitting to the correct number of monsters even.
I am, yeah.
Wow, Simon will be happy that you've included.
This is up to some debate, the number of monsters. Some say there's 2.
That's awesome, S&B. I look forward to seeing what's showing up in the Vue.js 3.0.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm also a big fan of Vue.js. That's part of the reason why we use it here on the stream for a couple of our projects. And that's why, so in our last episode, I actually linked to one of your blog posts. And it was funny because I was like, look, you did a blog post on the exact thing we do here. This is awesome. And it was funny because S&B was like, hey, can you go look at that stuff so I can see how you set that up? I'm like, actually, just go take a look at David's post. He does the exact same thing.
Cool.
So I love it. So actually, that is actually what we're running here. So you're going to be super familiar with that way of working. That's actually how this project is set up. Funny enough, that's part of the reason I like Vue. So if you are wondering why I like Vue so much, it's that you can kind of just put it in. And it just works. It's not like all-encompassing. It doesn't take over.
Yeah, unlike something like Angular, where if you want to use Angular, you have to do everything the Angular way. This is, a little more incremental, I guess, in how you use it.
Yeah, I like it that you can just sort of pull it in. Also, hello, welcome everyone. Glad to see you're all here. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. The funny thing I will mention is that Code Rush was actually talking like 5 minutes before we started in our chat. I think he must have opened our stream by mistake and then like typing in here. I don't know. But anyway, hey Kevin, Carrie, I saw both of you show up. Coated Beard, I know I saw you and Crichton. And I'm guessing Lepersav? I don't know how to pronounce that. So I probably butchered that. But welcome, hello, greetings. Glad to see people are here. You've probably noticed we've already gotten our VS Live Share set up. So that cursor right there is David's cursor. So we're in here. Yep, you can see him clicking around and typing stuff. Very inappropriate things like hi. You know how he gets. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that extra space you left there. So where we left things off last time, we decided that we wanted to start working on tags in this project. And by tags, we of course mean the tag taxonomy, so the way of grouping data, so being able to add on additional information. So we wanted to be able to say, hey, this stream does things like, it's generally an English spoken stream, so we have, so we're going to want tags for languages, we're going to want tags for programming languages as well. And in order to show you that, .NET run watch, and it's -- project, and there we go. Okay, so that's the command that's going to go ahead and start up our .NET Core ASP.NET website. It really just runs a .NET Core project. In this case, our .NET Core project happens to be a web application. So it's going to spin it up and start running it here on port 5000 as well as on port 5001. That will have done fun stuff over on David's machine as well, because I think he can actually get to the site.
It actually fired up my browser as well. So that's cool.
And Gary with Franker Z-Bits. Hype. I think I've got all my sounds turned. Like I don't. That probably just blinked and that was it. So probably a pretty boring sound, but awesome. Glad for the hype. So this should be up and running. I want to take a look at the tags. So in order to do that, I'm just going to go to, is it /manage/tags, I think is where I put it. Yeah. There we go. I haven't linked to this page yet. I want to do a page of like management things. Editing tags, I think, is going to be not a general user thing in this application. I think we're going to have this be like, we decide what the tags are that people choose, not just anyone creating any tag they want. So we will have a limited set of tags so that we can keep it somewhat controlled. That way we don't end up with like C# and C#SHARP and C-SHRP. Like I think we can keep it a little bit better if we limit that for now, and we can hopefully find ways of dealing with that later. But I think this is a reasonable first step. So these were the first tags I created. I think I've waited long enough that if David has the stream up, that he can see what they are on my screen.
Yeah, I even went to it on my screen, on my
does it
browser here.
Does it really pull the data from my database when you do that?
Yeah,
That's
refresh
awesome.
your screen.
Yeah,
I may have added something.
That is really, really cool, actually. Oh, it's like JavaScript, but better. Very nice. Yeah. Cool. I mean, to be fair, I want to do some TypeScript streams. I haven't yet. Okay, so that's what we created. They sort of work. We don't yet have any pages set up to assign them to our channels, and maybe that's something we want to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's take a look. Where do we want to go? Step 1. So I created a tags controller first off. I should mention that. That is basically a lame little thing that grabs data based on you're typing in a string filter.
Okay.
The number of tags that we're going to have in our system, even if it's, say, like hundreds, it might make sense to just cache the whole set and always just do this as an in-memory thing.
Yeah.
Because if we cached it in, say, like an in-memory dictionary or something like that, well, no, because then the letter filtering might not get it quite as fast. I don't know. We'll have to think about something on that. I don't know whether it's going to be faster to filter them from the database or cache them. We'll have to think of that later.
It's probably not going to be a big difference when we're only dealing with a really small number of tags.
True. Okay, so, I mean, right now we're 5, but who knows how many we'll get eventually. Okay, so this is all it does. Stupid simple. We can call this from the JavaScript. And it's at API/tags. So the testing of it, if you just try it, If you don't pass in anything, it doesn't pull back the whole set right now. But if you, and it filters in the whole thing right now.
Okay.
So it doesn't do so well with, so I think in order to get that one to work, I don't remember how you URL encode the sharp sign. But obviously if we're sending that from the JavaScript, I think it'll fix it automatically for us, maybe? I don't know, we'll have to find out. If someone types in a sharp sign, we might be able to just run it through a filtering thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a JavaScript method to.
That's what I mean. Like we
that.
can just run it and then we won't have to type it, so I don't actually have to remember what it is.
Yep.
Hey Draco, welcome. Okay, so pages. I'm thinking we put this on the channel editing screen.
That makes sense, I think.
Right now, do we? Let me check and see. Did I put? Okay, we use the same view code for both of the channel editing screens. So we currently have two, one for create and one for edit. I want to kind of merge that away at some point because I don't like the fact that it's two separate pages. Which is one of the annoyances with the way the CRUD operation, the CRUD templating works in ASP.NET Core, how it automatically creates this way. Either way, let's take a look at the. What do you think? Do you want to do edit first or create first? Which one should we do this from?
Let's do the edit.
Because it handles both scenarios if you make the edit work.
Yeah.
Okay, so edit page first. Let's also open up the JavaScript file. So we will jump over to www.root.js, and I put it inside of Vue, and then it's still called streams create, which I probably should call it streams edit or something like that. What do you? So when you're dropping in little bits of Vue like this, how do you like? Because I know you were talking about doing the same thing. How do you like to name the file if you're doing it this way?
So,
or do you not like to do it this way?
The two scenarios that I've done, I'm either just doing the JavaScript inline for like really simple stuff. So I have it in my scripts tag on the CSHTML.
Yeah.
And then for me so far in the scenarios where I've needed more of the like split it out into a separate file, I'm actually doing the .vue component files.
Oh, are you? Okay.
But that's a whole other blog post I need to do because then you're having to pull in Webpack and
yeah, we'd actually have to build them
to build them. So that's a whole other thing.
I want to do that approach in the long run. That is actually what I plan to do because I really like that approach. I like the fact that so I normally don't like mixing in different parts of things. Like I enjoy separating out the code from the view, but the way those .vue files work is they really are separate. They're not like mixed together. It's like, oh, there's the template, there's the method, like it's separate.
And if you really want, you can still put the JavaScript in a separate file and just reference it from within the component file, but really it's working out pretty good having it all in one
it's
file.
Separated well enough that I'm not worried about it. Yeah.
Exactly. And your components should be small enough that they're not going to get like massive anyway. So
exactly. Yep. Okay, so this is what we've got here. So right now, our streams create really is doing the country time zone selection stuff. So that's what we're using it for.
Okay.
But we can put other stuff in here, and potentially that stuff could get extracted out into its own component, which probably makes sense in the long run. Okay, so we want to tie this into tags because I think it's going to make a lot of sense for tags to be you type a thing and it goes and it searches a data set and you start filling in tags. So
makes sense.
What do we want? So what do you think we should put in our data for this? Because I want to have an object we can bind that to.
Yeah, I guess we'll need a an array of tags that are assigned to
So
this
this is like
particular channel.
selected tags, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Since we're using the term selected already, even though it's not really a selection, so we'll do selected tags. Let's do, so here what I did, just to explain how I set this up, for the data on this, I pull the initial value of these from whatever the object was. That way, ASP.NET just fills in the value in the input on the HTML page, and then I just take that value and assign it onto here when we load. Does that seem crazy to you?
No, it makes sense. Not used to seeing the getting an element from within the
Because I didn't
data block
jQuery it.
there.
I
But
can jQuery it if you want.
no, I just mean like grabbing DOM elements when you're setting up the data is maybe not the standard way of doing that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that I don't know. I could potentially do it on like the mounted step. So I could add one of those. I could add the mounted event and put it there.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think it's fine to have it like that. It works.
Yeah, I just figured I'd see if you were like, no, you can actually do this. So we'll get an element, and what do we think that element's going to be called? Tags? Oops. Probably tags.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we need to have a tags input. I think the actual backing field for it makes sense to have it. What do you think on that one? Should we make that should we make it like an actual text input here?
Well, I was actually just thinking about that. So there, on this project I was working on, where I was using Vue, I was using a pretty good little component called ViewMultiselect that might work really well here.
Ooh. Let's go look it up.
Because it
ViewMultiselect.
supports tagging.
Like this one, which you can see on the stream probably.
Yes, I believe that's the one. Yep.
Interesting.
So it allows you to just
Tagging.
pick from like an array of objects that you give it, and it has the search stuff built in too, so you can tell it to, when somebody types, to go and call our endpoint and search the list of tags.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. And then when I pick them, that's showing me what the actual object is that it has behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do a name and a code. Our ID
Yeah,
might
that's
be
okay.
a value, but should still work. Okay, so if we include this on the page, we can import it into our spot here.
Yep.
Okay. Let's grab it. Did they have a CDN option, or do we have to pull it in?
They have a CDN, yeah. So you can just do. They use unpkg as their CDN. So up at the, if you go to getting started.
Sounds good. ViewMultiselect. And they have a style sheet for it. Nice.
Yep. So you just pull in the script in the style sheet, and then import it, and you're ready to go.
Which I guess we can do just here.
Yep.
We'll put the style sheet in the scripts section, I guess, since I don't have a head section to go in.
Yeah, that'll work for this purpose anyway.
Yeah, because these should only apply on that stuff. Okay. Could you use Bootstrap View to get access to their controls?
We could. In the things that I've been doing, I haven't had a need to use Bootstrap View, but there's probably some value there.
Okay, so import multiselect from ViewMultiselect. So we'll put that up at the top. And we'll add it as a component. Is that going to work?
That should work, yep.
All right. So the question with options, do we pull back all the data to begin with, or can it talk to an API?
If you go to, in the docs, there's a one called
Asynchronous
asynchronous
select.
select.
Yep,
Yes,
I
there
see
it
that
talks
there.
to an API.
So method add tags. What do they do in that?
The tagging one is more about adding new tags, so that it has the ability to.
Which
like
we
if
don't want
there-
to do.
No, so we don't actually need that tagging piece. We just need the asynchronous select. So what they have is you bind to a method called, they're using async find, which goes and gets the data that you're gonna display, the options that you're gonna display.
Mm-hmm. So they call that, and then they have a then, where they assign the values in the data model to the response.
Yep.
We can do that. So we'll do the same thing. Async find, is it? I assume it wants it to be called that.
You bind to it, so you can call it whatever you want.
Cool.
And then there's the
HTML.
Yep.
Fantastic.
search dash change is the event that you're binding to.
You know what? Let's just pull this. We're just going to pull that for now, and then we'll take a look at it here. It's much easier to read inside of VS Code. Okay, there we go. Whoops. VS Code doesn't like multi-select. Label, typo, label, Ajax, async, multi-select. That's not what ours is called. Ours is called
tags, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's called ASP-4 channel.tags. So we can control it on our end. Which also tells me that I need to modify my model object, which is going to be my edit model, to have that. What are you changing right now? I'll
I'm
watch
just
as you
looking
change
at
some
it.
stuff. Okay.
We probably don't need this piece that was dumping out the code.
And instead of selected countries, we want selected tags.
Don't think we need this clear all. I couldn't get that to work anyway. Okay, so you said we had an ID for these as opposed to a code?
Yeah, we have an ID number.
So an ID and a name, is that?
Yes, ID and name are what they are.
So we want to track by ID.
Yep, track by ID.
And the label is the name.
Label's the name. Yep, that sounds right.
And you know what? Let's pull this onto a couple lines because it's just way too.
Agreed.
big.
I was about to turn on word wrap on my end because no one can see it. But I'd much rather it be on multiple lines because that's just, it's more intentional that way.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Now we might want to be a little more explicit with this property, so we're going to say is loading tags instead of just is loading.
That's a very good point because this page could have more than just tags loading.
Hmm.
Wait, syzapitalize? Why does SMB want us to syzapitalize? You said that a couple of minutes ago.
I'm not sure. Oh, maybe the ID and the name. So
No, they should be
think
correct.
no. Yeah.
No. When so all the .NETs, all of those kinds of things tend to switch those nicely.
Oh, he's asking about the multi-select versus
Oh,
multi-select. Uh,
I think he's right. Yeah.
no, I think that Vue automatically lower kebab cases everything when it.
Did you just say kebab case?
Yeah. Do you not know about kebab casing?
You're talking. Is that's you use that for the dashes, right?
That's what this
Yeah,
is
for
called,
that.
is
Yeah,
kebab
yeah.
casing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you lowercase
Yeah.
everything and stuck a skewer through it all.
Yeah. That's good.
Kebab casing.
Yep. I also thought components had capital letters, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out in a second.
Yep.
So I don't want this to be called async find. I don't like that name. That's not clear. Why don't we call it tag search?
Yeah, that works.
Because it's what it's doing. Why does that word looks okay? The word search looks wrong in my head right now. You know the thing when you see a word and you know it's right, but it looks wrong for some reason. I'm getting that on
Yep.
on search right now. I know that's the word. It just doesn't look like it. This function doesn't have any names, and it has filter.
Just gonna remove this limit text for now, just to keep things simple.
Okay.
And so the things that we're binding to, there's selected tags.
Yep.
There's tags, which is the thing that we're gonna assign after a search is done. So
yeah, that's a good point. Let me go add that if you didn't yet. So we're gonna make
I
sure
didn't
that
know.
tags
And then,
is one of our objects here. There we go.
and
Okay.
then another thing that we have is loading
Is
tags.
loading tags. Yep. There you go. So is loading
Default
tags
false.
Yep.
And I think that's it, other than the tag search method that we need now,
Sounds good.
which you added already. So yeah, let's do the. Oh, cool! You're using Axios as well.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was hilarious when your blog post came out and it's like it does this and uses Axios and you no, I don't remember if you did. I know you mentioned it and I thought it was kind of funny. I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh
did.
my god, that's hilarious. That's what we do in this.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Why do you think I responded? I'm like, that's hilarious. I love that. I'm like, I want to read this thing because this is like exactly what we do. Like
We
do
are
the
on the
same
same
thing.
page.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. So for anybody that's here, like when you look at Vue, you're just kind of like, wow, that's so like lightweight. And I can just like plug this in. This is great. It's exactly what I wanted. It doesn't take over my whole project. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that was good. Feel free to start typing there. Your cursor's there. You're good.
Okay, so we are going to do.
Here, I'll start you with that.
Perfect. No, it was tags / and then just the filter, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Did I call it? I think I called it filter.
I think we're going to need to escape that. I don't know if it does it for us.
I think you're right. I think we're going to be able to just pass it as the filter instead of having to do it the way I did it when I was demoing it. And yes, I see your question in the chat. Give me a second. Can I do that? No. Yeah, we can't yet pass a parameter to the API controller as that. It's got to be a query string for now.
Okay.
It just doesn't want to take it yet. Fewer ways they can screw you over with minor changes. I'll exactly, Kevin. Yeah, no. So like, Angular's great, React is great, Vue's great, Aurelia is great. All of these tools are great, and they help developers do awesome stuff. Some of the things I value are when code just lets me do my thing and tries to stay out of my way. So how do we escape that? I don't remember how to escape that.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up. Is it in code URI component? I feel like that's
Probably.
I think.
Encode URI. No. Encode special characters except for those. Use encode URI component. You're correct.
Yep. Does that look right?
I don't know. Let me look. Encode URI component. I think so, yeah. JavaScript will yell at us if we got it wrong, so. Yes, what S&B mentioned there. The learning curve on Vue is also really manageable because of how lightweight and easy it is to just drop in. You can start using Vue without really knowing much about it, because you can just use some of it. You don't have to just use it all.
Yeah, you don't have to understand their entire programming model like you do with Angular.
Yeah.
Before you can get started. So yeah, it's great.
So
that should be our search, I think.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Because we just need to put response data into tags and console out an error if we get one. And if that's all it needs to be able to get the data, we're about to find out if it works.
So the one thing that we're not, I don't think that the selected tags, our initial value is going to work there, because we probably won't. Because we're not using just a standard input element anymore. But we'll see.
Yeah, so hang on, let me just do this real fast. Hang on. I didn't add the tags to the view model. That's my bad. Oh, you know, we're going to miss something on that.
The Naked Flame says, cries in Angular. What does that sound like?
Wait, hang on. Tags is an array of tags. So, or a list, I should say. It's a list of tag view models that we're going to call tags for now. Oops. Using system collections generic, and that one I need to use the other namespace for. Tag view model from here. I don't know why it didn't find that for me and suggest it.
You know how in Razor we have that like base page with the view imports, where we like define a bunch of standard imports for all the views? It'd be really kind of nice if we had that with C# too. But
yeah,
there's like a default imports that happen for all the files in your project.
Seems dangerous, but yes,
it does. But
you're meaning to get rid of the things like system collections generic, which really could get used almost everywhere. Like, and system and system collections generic, I think you'd usually be okay with that being on every single file.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe it's just that we're a little lax on that. I don't think I ever extracted this out. Okay. So hang on. Channel to edit model. You know what? Hang on. I just realized I should just new this up right now as an empty collection.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to do on view models, just to.
Yeah, and I don't need to put any data in there. We don't have the data, so it's fine. So we don't need to deal with that. Let's go reload the page. We didn't really need to. I was gonna say I just need to add that there. Wait, channel edit model isn't that what I just? Oh, I have to build. Whoops. I don't know why it didn't. Shouldn't it rebuild? It should rebuild that, shouldn't it? Thought it would rebuild that. No? Okay, well, I'm going to kill the site and run it again just in case, because it didn't rebuild. Welcome, Kung Fury Keyboard. Thanks for that follow, much appreciated. And hey, the Naked Flame. Greetings. Whoops. Name search does not exist. Click does not exist. What?
Okay, so this is a fun thing about using VueJS inside of Razor, is that at is the Razor thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to escape that at symbol to tell it that
With
you're
an extra.
actually trying to just do bind. Or you could use not the, so at is the shortcut for binding to events. You could do Vdash on instead,
Yeah.
which I kind of like better in this case because at is just, it looks confusing doing the double at.
Yeah, let's do Vdash on. I wouldn't have caught that. I'm glad you did. That would have taken me a moment to go track down. There we go.
It's interesting that, so that was a compile time thing that it caught.
Yeah, because it compiles Razor pages.
Yeah, it thought that was C# and couldn't understand how to
in the
compile it.
past, the way that ASP.NET worked is when they had these multiple compile things, like what we did back in web forms, it used to do the compilation of everything except the pages, and then when you hit the page the first time, it would compile the pages, right? But now they've gone and they actually do compile the Razor pages, and they'll compile them again if they change. So if you change the pages, they'll recompile them then. But so they can do it at runtime, but they don't every time now, which is a nice change.
Yeah, I like having that feedback earlier on.
Yeah. I think we all do. It's nice getting a compile time message instead of having to wait until runtime to find out that a tag screwed everything up. No elements found. Consider changing the search query. We need the search box. Were we supposed to have a search box? First off, I want to be able to see this template a little better.
I was just talking and muted again.
Oh, cool.
Just talking to myself. I think that probably we have some console errors in the browser there.
Yeah, that could be. Let me fix the.
So it may be that we didn't name the component properly. Modular import unexpected. Okay, so you did an import. I was wondering if that was going to work. Not sure that you can.
We aren't a module, so we might not be able to there.
Yeah, without the tooling that compiles that.
Okay, well, we'll just.
But you can reference it a different way. And they had that in the docs if you were just pulling it in from.
Tags
from
is an empty array currently. Yeah, it should be. We exactly S&B. It should do the API call. I don't know if it did the API call because so my assumption is it does an initial API call. But I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a text box. Shouldn't we get a text box here to type in?
Yeah, so it didn't. The import of the view or of that multiselect component didn't work. Yeah. So if we go over to the JS file here, so we can't just do an import. It says to do this to register it.
And so then we probably don't need to component it like this, or do we still?
Yeah, you still have to, your view object still has to reference the components that it's
So this tells Vue that we have a component called Multiselect, and this tells our Vue object will say that we're using it. Okay, got it. Cool.
I'm not totally sure I got that right, but we'll see here.
Yeah, we'll find out in a second when we try to reload it. Best way to check. Multiselect is not defined.
Okay, so this is funny.
But that's a different error.
It is, yeah. So
line 6, so right here.
Register globally, window.view multiselect.default. Oh, I had this problem at one point. Let me see how I was doing it.
Component registration. View.component my component name. Wait, hang on. Is this maybe the problem?
Maybe.
Multiselect is not defined. Okay. Thought that might
Here,
have been
I have some code that does this. I need to dig it up.
it. Yes, that's the same thing I was thinking. Is that maybe that was what was getting us. Whoops.
Loading.
Register globally. Yeah, that's exactly what it says to do.
And I remember that didn't work for me, so. Or did it? Oh, okay. So I don't know why this was the case, but if we can put that back to what it was, according to their docs, I think you have it, yeah. And then for some reason I had to do this, which I didn't quite understand. Let's give that a try.
Oh, okay. So essentially assigning the name multi-select based on pulling that value. Okay.
Let's see if that works for us this time.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Cannot read value of null. Okay, well that's better. Line 15. This one, selected tags. Oh, I did not bind the tags, so there is no tags object. There is no null.
There is no tags object.
Because that doesn't exist.
Oh yes, that's what I was thinking. Let's just do selected tags as an empty array for now, and then we're gonna figure out how to pass that initial state in.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Which is a weird one.
There we go. See.
Type to search.
Oh my goodness, it works.
Oh man, cool. How do I pick them? Enter to select. Okay.
Oh, I should submit
There's
a
something
fix.
wonky.
Is personal of undefined or null? I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so there's something funny with the styling here, and it's just a case of a misspelled class in that code that we copied from their documentation.
Okay.
So if we go to the edit here,
I love seeing all the requests that it's making along the side, because it's not even like, it's not even kidding about, like, it doesn't wait at all. It's just like, oh, you made a change? Cool, we're gonna search on that.
Yeah.
You just see that.
I ended up pulling in debounce to deal with that because it was.
Yeah, that net tab is going nuts.
No worries.
Yep. Fun stuff.
There.
And that does get rid of them. Where did our type to search text come from? Placeholder. Not a huge fan of that placeholder.
Yep.
I'm assuming I can just get rid of it.
Sure. That might be the default, but get rid of it and see what it says.
Select option. Yeah. Let's make it blank. See if that blanks it out. There we go. Now, what I want it to do is, after you enter one in, I want it to get rid of this text. I don't know if you're having the same problem. It's keeping the text, the Java here. So I typed in Java to get JavaScript.
Oh, yeah, there's a clear on select is true. You want to set that to true instead of false.
Clear on select, true. Cool. Close on select, false. I agree with that one. We'll leave them in there able to type to the next one, because it's expected you usually do more than one tag at a time.
Yep.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And the thing that's going to forever throw me off, I hit tab to complete these things.
Yeah, it doesn't. That is one complaint I had with it.
It does enter. I wonder if that's customizable somehow.
It isn't. No, I think the reason though is because tab takes you to the next controls, so it would be hard to change that.
Yeah, it's tough to override that. The behavior that I would actually go with on that, because some people would be like, well, should tab move you to the next thing, or and my answer would be, if you're in the middle of typing a thing and you're selecting it, tab should complete that one. If you're not in the middle of typing and selecting a tag, tab should move you to the next element. So you should only block the default if you're in the process of selecting a tag. So either way.
Okay, one last thing to clean up here is the way they have that remove icon is kind of ugly. But
yeah, I agree.
There is a better way. I think that should do the trick.
The Multiselect tag icon?
That's one of their styles that's built in.
Let's take a look.
Hopefully that gets it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's so much better.
Now we're good.
Yeah, because the problem is that red really, it was the most prominent thing. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and it even highlight. Oh my god! Look at that! It highlights cursor over that X. That is way better.
Okay. Now.
Man, that was foolish. Why didn't they use that the whole time?
Now the thing we're going to need to figure out is how to get this information into a.
How to actually send it up.
Yeah, send it up and initialize it too with what's.
So my thought on that one is, well, there's a handful of ways. The easiest way I can think of is if we just send up the ID values.
Yep, that works.
If we just send up a sequence of ID values as part of this, which, if this is actually, what is this? This is just a span thing, and nothing special about it. Do we actually anywhere in here have a I'm just trying to see if the Multiselect in any way has any kind of input element at all.
I don't think it has one that would be useful for us.
Doesn't look like it. We could just put a hidden element on the page.
We could.
Because the problem is we're currently just sending a full post back, like in the forum to send this up.
Yeah.
So
there is an input. I'm just looking at the browser tools at runtime, but that's the search text input, so that's not the thing that we need. Yeah, we could do a hidden here, and
yeah, because if we just do this, and And actually, I don't want to ASP4 because I don't want it to bind to this necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, unless I do it like this. If we did like tag IDs, for example, instead of tags.
Might work.
Where this is just a sequence of tag IDs. And then, in addition, we can also do a, like, we can actually bind view to it as well.
Yeah, we could bind it to a computed property that pulled our tag IDs out of the...
Exactly. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Wondering what that's going to look like.
If we just did something like this,
Mm-hmm.
and just make tag IDs in some way be something that we can bind to. Yeah, exactly. Just do a computed tag IDs or something. And then that's just return this dot selected tags and mapped into, yep. We need commas separating them, so.
Oh, right.
Is there a string join
That's what I was
kind
just
of thing
thinking. There
in
is.
JavaScript now? There is, right? I remember seeing something about that.
But it's not, it's array.join. Yeah, so then you do a dot join on that.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Outside. Outside the parens.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll just do a comma separated string of these IDs, and that's our computed tag IDs property. And can I bind to a computed value just like that, or do I have to do anything special? Do you know?
You can bind to it like that. It'll be, this is obviously a read-only thing. We can't set tag IDs this way, but that's okay, I think.
Wait, what do you mean? Can't set
Like,
tag
is
IDs?
well, it's a hidden input, so it's not like we'd be editing it anyway, but here tag IDs is a one-way thing, right? You can get it, but you can't set it because it's just a method that returns a value.
Yeah, exactly, until I go do this and you shoot me. Just waiting for you to shoot me here, buddy.
Well, I don't think you wanted to do tags there because that's the search results tags.
Hidden tags. No, it's hidden tags.
No, I mean you don't want to bind that to the tags.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I screwed up. I meant this one. Speaking of which, I actually want to put this up here, so all the selected values are together.
The way our multi-select works right now, selected tags, it's expecting the objects. So the view model that has the ID and the name. Is when it renders those selected tags in the input, or in the multi-select thing. It's displaying the name and it knows the ID, tracks it by the ID. So this might not work.
Yeah, that is a good point. We would need to create this list based on that. So, alternately, so because it's bound to selected tags, which is the way that it wants to work.
I think we're going to need a different way to pass the data in here than getting it from the document element.
Yeah. We'll leave it like that for now.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the data up to the server, and then we'll
figure out how to get it back down.
Initialize it.
Yeah. Okay, so we should be bound to that. Let's take a look at the code working. Here it is working. You can see from the red text in the error message that things are normal and behaving as expected. Hang on.
That looks right.
Yeah, it's the tag ID's value that I tried to put in here.
Right.
Because I tried to bind to that, which we need to add then. Which I can do like this. I'm going to be a jerk. Let's just do this. Public. We're going to do an IEnumerable of int tag IDs. It's going to have a getter. Return tags select. What? What? What do you want? It works. Oh, it's wrong side.
Almost.
Yeah, there it goes.
Okay.
Who says this doesn't work? Works perfectly.
What are we doing?
Hang on. Well, we need to pass it somehow, and I just want this to pass right now. I just want this to succeed, to work, to function.
I have a feeling that's going to create like a bunch of hidden inputs for us, one for each element.
What?
When you bind to an IEnumerable of something with ASP4.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ace Flames here. Thanks, OceanB. No. That's just a getter only. It's just a computed property in C#, basically. Computed properties are fine. It's going to get accessed one time, and that was just to see, does this work at all? Okay, so we want to check and see if on the server side we get those values. So they should be getting assigned into this, right? So let's make sure we can see that somehow on the server side. So when we get here, on get async, no. We want when we save, on post, what do we want to do with these values? We get the IDs.
I'm just looking first to see if that hidden input was created in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can look for that.
My developer tools are crashing on me here, so I'm just going to reload.
That would be VS Code, I'm sure. Doing something weird. So here's the tags. So this input is here. Currently doesn't have a value.
If you select something, because it's bound to that computed.
Yep. And now
so what is the value there? That's okay.
And 2,1,3. So yep, it's computing those values perfectly. For anyone that missed where, because this is really small on my screen, I'm seeing the values right here changing. So as we put those in, and if I remove, this should remove 1, and it's gone, and this should remove 2, so we should have only 3. So there we go.
Now, when you post that to the server, I'm not sure if if the model binder in ASP.NET Core is gonna figure that out, the comma-separated list of integers.
I don't know.
It's going to be looking for channel.tags, right? Or tag IDs.
Hang on 1 second while I just do this. Like a crazy person. Tag IDs. Okay, we're gonna throw that as an exception because that'll get to us right away, I think. Because I think that page
it doesn't even have a setter, so I don't think we'll be able to bind to it on the post.
Oh, you're right, because I created it like that. Yeah, okay. So maybe on this model we don't even pass in anything more than these to begin with, because this doesn't need the names necessarily. It just needs these.
When you say this, the
channel pin to me, dude, and you'll see where I am.
I will pin to you.
Yeah,
Right.
so, right here. So I'm not sure if we need the whole model here, because I don't think we're going to be able to get the binding to pass those up to us the way we want.
Right. Yeah. So when we're saving it, when we're posting back to the server, yeah, all we need is the IDs.
Yeah. So we just need the IDs. So this doesn't need to be an enumerable. This could just be a list of these.
Yeah, and this is where I'm curious. I don't think the model binder is gonna handle a comma separated list of things in a single input, but we'll find out soon enough.
Unless we do this. What if we just wrapped it in square braces? Made it a string wrapped in square braces and it sees it like JSON then.
Oh, interesting.
I would wonder if it could figure it out then.
Yeah, I don't know if it takes form data and interprets it as JSON, but I guess we'll find out. I think the way it works with form data usually is it's expecting you to repeat the form element for each item in the array.
Well, alternately we could do this.
Which is ugly. Or we could do a string and just do the parsing
ourselves. Yeah, we could just call it tag string and we'll split it ourselves. Tag ID string.
We'll call it tag.
Did I call it trag or something?
Yep.
Sweet. I don't know what trag is, but it sounds cool.
Tragdoor?
Tragdoor the Taganator.
Taganating the village.
Yes. Well, this.
I wonder if people get that reference.
I'm sure. I really hope someone in the stream got that reference. We can't be the only ones that got that reference. Okay, so this is tag ID string. SMB did not get the reference. Okay, bummer. Come on, someone got the reference. Sheesh. I'm not sure if we're too old or too young, David.
I don't know. we're something, that's for sure.
We're exactly the right age that I don't think they got that email. You know, I don't think they got the email. Hey, the email. Hey.
There, I posted a link to Trogdor so that people know what we were talking about there. Okay, so we got our tag ID string. That's what we called it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And that is that computed value that we send up.
Okay, so we should.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
I'm throwing an exception, right? That's what I did with it. Whoops.
I believe.
Type expected. What did I butcher something? I left something incomplete somewhere.
We still have this list of tag IDs. Did we want that?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. We're referencing it somewhere.
Yeah, well, so...
you're referencing it in the
that's the thing I'm throwing the exception, yeah. I want to throw the other one.
Where are you?
Edit CSHTML file? Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Channel tag ID string, channel ID. Okay. I don't know if I need to refresh the page in order to get that to work or not. Compilation of the resources required to process this. Alright, I'm going to try rebuilding the site.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what it's doing. It's got a weird error. Derp. Exception could not be found. Whoops. That's what it's complaining about.
Oh.
You remember how we were talking about how, like, we'd almost just want to
default imports. Yeah.
Yeah. Using system. Oh, whoops. Yeah, now I don't have the site running. Now the site's running. Unreachable code detected. Does not contain a definition for tags. Whoops, we left tags reference somewhere. Probably a label.
Tags. Yes, yeah.
And we'll build again. There we go. Oh, the connection's not private? Okay, cool. Tag IDs. JavaScript, English, TypeScript, save. 2.3.1002. So we have the values as a string at minimum, so hooray. The binding, it works. Okay, let's get rid of the thrown exception, because we don't want to throw that exception.
We do not.
Instead, what we want to do is we want to take that value and when we apply the edit changes, so this code, right here, channel edit model, what we want to do is, yep, there you go. Yep, takes character. Welcome to C#. Suddenly the quote and the double quote have different meaning.
Yep.
I bet that does throw off people that start with JavaScript and then learn
for sure.
C#. Wait, there's a difference between the quote symbols?
That and semicolons have to be there and all those fun things.
Yeah.
So this is very unsafe code, but
the int dot, just straight up doing an int dot parse right in line there. Yeah.
Yep.
I do every once in a while like doing a safe parse. Where
try parse?
No, I meant it isn't a try parse. It is. I mean, it is. It's using one underneath the hood, but you don't see it. You use it like this one, and you just get the default value. It's where I didn't care about the something went wrong. I just want to keep going. Don't stop me. Leave it as a null. Friesen, welcome. Thanks for following. Much appreciated.
Okay, what's our
on the model object?
It does. It doesn't have it yet, does it?
It does. It's got a collection. Channel has a. I think it has a collection of tags.
Oh, I'm having that thing where I don't get the
IntelliSense.
IntelliSense, not full IntelliSense.
I'm not getting it either. Okay.
Is your Omni Sharp thing running on the?
I don't know. I'm just gonna open up channel. What's it called? So it's called tags, and it is a collection of channel tags.
So now comes the fun part of having to trying to sync those up.
Yeah, well,
some
we
might
could just
be deleted, some might need to be added.
I mean, we can always do
clear it.
I was gonna say we can do the stupid way and just do a tags clear, and then model tags. So you parse those into that, where I almost want to.
Oh, you want to create a channel tag?
Yeah, we need to create a channel tag object out of that. Let me get you on a new line here, buddy. There you go. I'm amazed those work. That I can move you to a new line and things didn't go totally out of whack.
That was crashing for us last time.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, cool. That's fun.
Tag ID equals, yeah, that was what was causing Visual Studio to crash.
And channel ID is just going to be model.id, yeah. Which, it shouldn't necessarily need that value, but...
Model.id or channel ID?
Should just be ID, because model is a channel.
IntelliSense is psyching out there because it showed
Yeah.
channel ID for some reason.
Because that's what's on the left.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You gotta remember, VS Code's a text editor, not a full IDE. So it doesn't have like... So that what I think a lot of people don't realize is going on in like Visual Studio, which actually I have an instance of this running in Visual Studio behind us. Like a lot of people don't realize that Visual Studio has like loaded in that is a... So if you look at what I'm doing here in Events Controller here, it knows Events Controller has an Events Controller class in it, and it knows what the different types are. So it really is like in that, like it's running the code. It knows what this is. It's not just seeing that as text.
So VS Code is supposed to do that too with the C# plugin.
With the C# extension, it's supposed to get better about that. But it's not to the extent that Visual Studio is. Like,
yeah, it's not.
There's a reason Visual Studio comes to a crawl, and it's not just that it's a beast.
True story. Okay, that should save our... As long as that input is always perfectly formed.
Yeah, we just have to hope that that's always perfect, and we'll be fine. Because there's no way that we'll possibly get any malformed data at all, or anyone trying to do anything nefarious either.
No, the web is not a place where nefarious people hang out. So we are totally safe doing this.
Definitely.
I should give it a try then.
Sounds good. We all saved? Looks like we're all saved. Okay, reload the page, full reload. JavaScript, C#, English, which should be 2, 1, and 3. Nothing bad ever happened on the web. Exactly. You got it. Whoops. That's my bad. It wanted us to rebuild. Oh, there was an error. Okay, there's why.
What did we do?
We didn't use system link.
Oh. Another thing I assumed was just there.
Yeah. Using system link. There we go. Whoops. Put it in the wrong place. I can alphabetize. I know the alphabet. It's what, like A, and then some other letters.
And it ends with Z.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it totally does. Wait, what?
What are we getting now?
I have a migration that's not done. Sweet. We're gonna go ahead and run that.
No.
That means it tried to work.
Why? Huh? I'm confused why we didn't get that earlier when we were talking to the DB context.
That's why I was confused too.
It seems like as long as you're not interacting with the table that changed, EF is fine with that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that.
It's kind of neat.
I think SNB wants us to go to Visual Studio. Cannot insert duplicate key.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think clear was going to work there for us.
Yeah.
Or what's the actual error? Duplicate key 2, 2.
No, that's it. The duplicate. So 2 is in this case the channel ID and the tag ID.
So what was the data that I didn't think we'd have any tags assigned yet, so.
Well, no, it must have saved the first time we did it.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like it must have saved when we right after we did the migration, because I reloaded the page and then I clicked the button. So probably reloading the page sent that data in again. So we need to actually do the merge.
Yeah, or more explicitly do the clear. which is
well, my concern about that one is doing what we did here. We cheated, right?
Yep.
We created these channel tags, and it's going to see this as a new channel tag object and
Yep.
try to create it. It's not going to see.
It might already exist.
Correct. It's not going to see that as the same one as before. So you're right. We could nuke out of the database, but that seems silly.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's get tags to add. So we're going to say var tags to add equals something. For now, it's going to equal null. Var tags to remove equals null. Right? Those are the ones we care about. So tags to remove. So first off, this is going to be all tags then. And we're not going to do the new object. We're going to go back to what you had before with just the parsed integer.
The IDs, okay.
At which point I'm going to call that all tag IDs. Why don't we separate the tag work out into a method, and let's make a method that just deals with all the tag stuff.
Sure.
And whether that lives here still or goes somewhere else, we'll find out. Do tag stuff. So there's do tag stuff. Which I think this is where all the tag stuff actually goes then. So I'm just going to move all the tag stuff over here, and we can pass what we need to. Which might mean that we make the tag ID string a parameter. Well, why don't we simplify so we don't need the whole channel, right? We don't need the channel object. We could take in just the tag ID string.
We don't need the whole edit model, but we might need the channel model.
Oh yeah, true. And I'm gonna get rid of this so we're not an extension method on that. Taginate.
That is a great name for the method.
Yes, because tagdoor needs to taginate.
Then we'll call this the village.
We need to taginate the village, yeah. Do tag stuff.
Okay, now we get to do some fun set. Ooh.
Okay.
Tags to add, remove. So the tags to remove are all the ones that are in existing tag but not in all tag IDs.
Do tag stuff. What is this actually going to be? It didn't rename.
It feels like your OmniSharp stuff isn't running.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of that stuff's not running. Something got borked.
Yep.
Okay, so apply tag changes. That makes a lot of sense. So tags to remove needs to come from that all tag ID list. So I'm going to shift that to the top. And let's just do your
What do you
stuff
think? Did I get that right?
Hang on. I'm going to inline these. Whoops. And then I will give you the answer to whether or not I think you got it right. Alright, so we have all tags. which we split out of that thing. Split and parse. Whoops. So we split that. That gets us all the tags. Our existing tags are all the tags that are on there. Selecting the tag ID looks good. And then all tags except for the existing ones, and then existing tags except for all of them. Yeah, so I guess all tags is new tags, right? This
Yes.
is
Yeah.
this isn't all. This is
This is the state we want it to be when we're done.
yeah. So this is almost like desired tags.
Mm-hmm.
Desired tag IDs. Existing tag IDs. Tags to add is desired except for the ones that exist, and then the existing ones except for the desired gets us the ones to remove. Yeah, I like it. Yep, that works.
Now we just need to iterate over those and do the thing. So add range is going to be similar to what we had before. We can just do tags to add.select. That's a little messy, but I think that's right.
Yep, that looks right to me.
Now model.tags.remove. There's no remove range, I'm sure. Or is there?
Is, I thought there was some way to do that, but you could just remove the values. Hang on. Link remove range. Remove where.
This would be on DB.
We just want to remove
no,
with a predicate.
Right. Yeah. Is that a thing? Probably.
Remove all. There is default. Remove all extension that accepts a predicate. So remove all.
And we want to remove where existing tags to remove that contains t.tagid. And then we no longer want to clear that because that would be bad.
Why are we getting this empty collection every time?
So depending on how our model is set up, this might not actually delete the record from the database. It might just set the channel ID to null on that channel tag table, but let's run it and see.
Yeah, I'm worried about that as well. And I'm pretty sure that is what it's going to do. But my hope is that we can add some kind of a trigger into the way that EF works to say that, like, if you're going to modify that table and set that value to null, remove it. So, hence why I really want them to get better, I don't know, support for many-to-many relationships, because it's silly that we all write that ourselves. Method must have a return type. Static void. Is that the only error? I didn't read the other one.
Okay. Yeah, looks like we're good.
Apparently that was the only error. Let's run that. Oh, actually, I just realized before we do that, let me open up Visual Studio. Because I'm going to go, because it has the SQL stuff to get to the database. So I apologize, you won't see me doing this. I'm going to nuke those out of the database for now. We're going to start with nothing, add them, and then try to change them, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So channel tags, view the data. Yep, we have 3 tags on this channel. That makes sense. So there are no channel tags now. Refresh this page. Tag IDs are JavaScript, C#, and English. And so 213, send it up. That apparently saved. Let's refresh this. Did it? Okay, there they are. There's our 3 tags. So nice. It created them. So apparently our little adjustment there worked, our tagginating. Now let's edit it. This time let's do TypeScript, C#, and English. So now we should be removing JavaScript and adding TypeScript. So 2 should disappear, and we should end up with 1002. Let's find out. And crash.
Okay, that's
2 comma
with a
1.
database error.
It
So
tried
that's
to
not
insert the
surprising.
value again.
Okay, so when we remove it from that collection, it's not actually removing it, not marking it for deletion.
No, that's 2 comma 1. So that's it's trying to insert C# again.
Oh, so our tags is probably an empty list because we didn't include it potentially
You're right.
when we
We
queried
didn't
it
include it
originally.
when we pulled it. So let's go to that.
So that would be up in somewhere.
It's actually just on our edit page. We did a find async on the channel object, and we don't want to do that. We want to do a... oh, yeah, we could do that, yeah. I think we can.
But then I don't think find is a method on the...
No, you're going to do, yeah, first or default. That'll work.
Oh,
Sorry for throwing you off there, buddy.
hi.
Might
Cursor's
do it to you
moving.
It is super weird that someone else can move your cursor on you.
Brendan, the new lineinator.
Yeah, dude. Look at how much cleaner that looks.
Okay, C dot ID equals channel. Ooh. Chanel.
Yeah, that's the Chanel.
Okay.
What Chanel are we using? Oh, yeah.
Good reminder that there's no lazy loading in EF core, and we need to be explicit about the relationships that we're navigating.
Yeah. Totally is. TypeScript, C#, and English. That's what we said. So we're basically trading one. Oh, and before I run this, let me go confirm what data's in the database. Okay. Crash. Cannot insert duplicate key. Oh, wait. You know what? I bet we need to rebuild this. I bet we need to actually stop and rerun the site. Because I bet it didn't rebuild that page. Even though I'm doing a watch. Which I thought meant it was supposed to do that.
It looks like it rebuilt, but...
Well, we'll find out if I get the error again. The error didn't happen this time. Oh, nice. And it got rid of it, so we're good.
Sweet.
Because we haven't added that feature yet, S&B. There's a short answer.
Yeah,
S&B
that's the next challenge.
Yeah. Why doesn't the edit page display the selected text? Well, because at the beginning of this, we said, hey, that's going to be hard. Let's wait and do that later.
Now we're doing a fair bit of work just to still be able to post this through a standard form post in the browser with form data.
Making you wonder whether or not we shouldn't just do this as a JavaScript call up to the API.
Yeah, I wonder.
I think I agree. I think we should probably just do this.
Then we wouldn't need to parse this whole tag ID thing either. We could just actually have the model passed up and down.
Sort of model.
Yeah.
We would have some objects. We wouldn't have to.
It would
do
be an array of
parse.
integers.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, essentially the mapping tools would automatically take care of that part for us.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should we go down that road instead?
Yeah, let's do that. let's commit this first because this works.
Yes, good idea.
Even if we want to throw this out, let's commit this one. That way, if we go down that path, find it's worse. So this is adding tagging using ViewMultiselect. It's a pretty good description of what we're doing here, right?
Yep.
Adding tagging, tag selecting using ViewMultiselect. And co-author, are you? Yes, there you are.
Paquette.
Yep. It's tough. Some people do like their full name. Some people do first initial, last name. Gotta guess which one you are. Okay, so that's committed. All right, let's take a look then at how we want to do that differently. So, are you thinking post to the page we're on, or are you thinking post to a controller? I'm thinking controller.
Okay.
What was your
I was
thought?
thinking to the page, but I actually haven't ever done that, so I don't know how well that would work.
It works as well as you'd expect.
Okay.
Like, it is just posting to the page, but I'm thinking controller anyway, because I think it's a little clearer.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
anytime I'm having JavaScript call a thing, people are going to expect it to be a controller, and they're not going to expect it to be a page. So,
that is fair.
Principle of least surprise, we're not going to go with the page option, even though it's there. Okay, so the tags controller I'm going to copy because it's like the simplest controller in the world and gets me all the basics. And we are going to call this the, and hopefully that worked fine for you. I should be doing this over in VS Code. Channel controller. So that file should be renamed.
Totally worked. Amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're both running at the same time. Why not? I often have them both running. So, and it looks like you got it renamed. Nice. This is, and actually, I called it channel. I should have called it channels, following our naming convention.
I'll let you rename the file because I don't know that would work for me.
Host should rename files in VS Live Share.
Yep.
I think that could get really nasty otherwise. Principle of least surprise, the software should always crash because that is what I expect. Thanks, Fuel Stable. That's awesome. Yeah. There you go. Always crash. Alright, so we don't have a get necessarily. That's not how this is work. It's not how this works. So we're gonna do, why don't we do a post?
On it. What do we call it? So it's API / I guess edit. We have something called the channel model, I believe.
I don't know what this is going to return, so
Oh, you know what? Wow, crazy. So when you rename that, I stayed in the old file and kept editing it somehow, and I just noticed it says deleted from disk over on the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah, you should get out of that.
I am in the wrong file.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't save. I had it now too. I think because you had it open. But that's actually better. It used to keep it around, so I think they've probably resolved the bug by having the deleted from disk concept.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, acknowledging the fact this file should have been gone, but you were still here, so we didn't want to get rid of it, but making that recognizable. So, I forget. So, what do we want this to return? Because we're gonna want to leave the page after you. If your save works, we want to bail on that page and send you somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm thinking just an action result that will have some kind of status code that we're returning. So not. Oh, what just happened?
I have no idea. I typed. What do you? Are you not in this file right now?
No, we must be out of sync again. Let me try following you again. Okay.
You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I was typing on
Cool.
the wrong thing, I guess. Okay, I'm back. I think just action result. I think we can still do that, and then it'll just be a status code of some sort, or we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now we can probably just take that code you had, right? From
the code
post.
from from over here. We're not gonna need the model state part, but sure. Go ahead and copy it anyway.
We probably should still have the model state stuff, right? Because we can still do model state validation. It's just a question of what we return.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do we have that at the channel controller though?
Controller's a controller. I think it has model state.
Well, either way, did you copy it over already?
Yep.
You
Are you not
copied
seeing
it,
my
pasted
edit?
it over there? No.
Yeah. Are you seeing my
All right,
edits?
we're totally out of sync.
Okay. I'm gonna drop off the share
Okay. Yeah, just rejoin.
and rejoin and see if that syncs things up.
Because I was like, I didn't see your change. Like, I was wondering if I should copy it instead. Edit cshtml.cs. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and copy this. Oops. Go over here. All right. Do you see my changes in that file?
I'm just firing this up, so I don't know yet.
Well, let me know when you're in. I thought it said you'd connected in, but maybe that was your disconnecting message that I saw.
Yeah, probably. Just joining now.
For anyone out there who doesn't use VS Live Share, it's got its bugs, but it works very well for what it is. Because it's actually letting us live edit the same things in fairly complex structures seamlessly and with like actually like he really is connected in here. All right, there you are.
I'm back in.
Dave 1 is in here now.
Was I Dave 0 before?
I assume so.
Okay. So we were bringing this code over.
You should just check to your left. See if there's contiguous memory to your left. That's Dave 0. That was an array joke for anyone that didn't get that. Programmer humor. Isn't it great?
The theme of today's cast is jokes that we have to explain.
I still can't believe no one in there. Maybe someone got the Tragdor Taginator joke and just didn't want to speak, didn't want to admit it. Jokes are best when explained, Fuel Snable. We were talking about Tragdor, the Traginator, the Taginator, and cannot believe that needed explaining. Hey, Coated Beard. You. All right. So anyway, redirect to page. So in an API controller, can we respond back with this? With a redirect to page? Is it gonna?
We can, but I don't think the browser's gonna do anything with that unless it was a GET request that we were trying. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Like, I think we can.
I don't even know what that's gonna do.
Let's see. It's
To
only
be
one way to
honest,
find out.
Well, we gotta call
We
it
would need
still,
to do
right?
channels index.
Dot. Current level index. It should be fine.
Well, no, because we're gonna. You think so?
Yeah, we're not on a page.
No, exactly.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna check Visual Studio.
Redirect page is probably not a method in.
And see what it says.
Controller.
First off, let me go over here because Visual Studio is gonna just do wonders for us for a moment. we can't return page. Let me rename this to be context, just so the errors go away for a second.
Okay, I made a bunch of changes, and you're not seeing them again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to end the sharing session and restart it.
And yeah, I don't see your edits either. Even when I try to follow you.
So this file somehow got out of sync. Okay, whoops. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end the, end this real fast. We're going to end the live share here. And just so I don't accidentally bork anything, let's go to the discussion page where you will be invisible. Oh, and people don't hear you over there either. Haha, you are silenced. I don't know what that means, but sure. I'm just hanging out here, out on the moon. Moon-based DevChatter. I don't know how many people remember this. This is where the discussion room is. So, all right, I have the new link for you. I'm going to send this to you. Hopefully, I don't have to like restart Visual Studio, and I can get away with just, you know, redoing that connection. Now that all of that is sent and set up, I'm going to bring everybody back, and there you go. Now you should be part of the stream again.
Hello, everybody.
Yep. Welcome back.
I am connecting.
So step one, once you get connected in here, we're going to open up that controller file, and we're both going to try editing it, and we're going to make sure we see each other's edits. Alright, looks like you're back in here. This is 0U again. So, I am anchored to you, you're pink, and I see you typing hello there.
Woohoo! And I see you typing. Fantastic. We are back in business.
Okay, great. We just needed to reconnect. Let me see if I can drop a marker here. How do I do that? Marker. Okay. It should have dropped a marker that I can find later. That way I can tell the VS Live Share guys, hey, what in the hay? Like, something got borked. Also, I should click various links that people can check in chat for all kinds of fun stuff, for things that they should look at, like our Discord, our GitHub, our YouTube, or Twitters. Also, Dave's Twitter is literally under his face. I was really hoping you were going to look down. Yeah, thank you. Alright, so that should work. The bad request, I think that's red. Let me open it in Visual Studio and take a look. Actually, bad request is fine. Redirect to page is fine. Channel exists is what it's yelling at us about right now. We need to steal that. Someone wrote that elsewhere. You muted or something? I haven't heard you in a while. Are you just not talking?
I am absolutely muted. I took a sip of coffee and forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. You're like, why does Brendan keep talking over me? What a jerk. Like, well, because I didn't hear you. You know what?
Do we need this?
What?
Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay.
There. Now I can get people like Jimmy Bogard to shoot me. Did you see what I did?
Where? Oh.
My local function after the return. He doesn't like when people do that, and I don't like when they do it the other way. I'm like, why'd you clutter up the code that it gets executed? Clearly, devs know as soon as you see that return, nothing after there is getting executed in line. So there you go.
All right. So in theory, we have the ability here to, yeah,
Yep.
we can edit things in theory. So now we need to change our page so that instead of having a button that posts back, it's a button that calls into a method, I guess, in our view code.
Yep. JavaScript's up our code. Welcome, the Hugo.
Now this will be interesting.
Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. You feel free to keep to it. I'll pin to you.
So I'm thinking now. So this button, we're going to do a Vdash on click dot. There is a modifier with view that stops the default. We'll come back to that.
Okay, I'm back. Did you totally drag off the screen so no one could see? Yep,
Did
totally.
I? Oh. No.
Word wrap. There we go. Now I can see you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's a modifier on events, on the click event to stop the default thing from happening.
Yeah,
I called.
Remember that. I don't remember. I remember that it exists. I don't remember what it is.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to look it up quickly.
Yeah. And there's multiples of them, and they do different things, I remember. There's more than one way of preventing the default actions in Vue.
They call them modifiers of some sort.
Event modifiers. Stop, prevent, capture, solve once passive.
Prevent, I think, is the one I want.
Click events propagation will be stopped. Modifiers can be chained. Yeah, so prevent
I think prevent is good for this purpose.
Yeah.
But the thing I was wondering, just thinking out loud, was that now I think that what we can do, we're basically going to have, we're going to need the whole state of the channel in our view object now, not just the ones that we were binding to. So it's going to be vModel name, for example. Oh, not on the label, sorry, on the inputs. vModel URI. Here we already had vModel of selected country. I wonder if we can just call it country code. We're definitely going to have some changes to make there, but I'll call this time zone ID. Oh.
Why don't you like time zone ID for that?
Because I think you're expecting, no, that might work. Let's see. I think that might be selected time zone is the object that has an ID and a name, probably. I'm not sure. So you're binding to, I don't know, key, so that might actually be fine. Let's see what happens. Tag IDs, we're probably not going to need this one anymore. The hidden one, but we'll just leave it for now.
Yeah, we don't need the hidden one. I think we're now going to be, yeah, because we're binding now to the ID value.
Mm-hmm.
Now my worry here is that by setting those with those v binds on those, that we're going to load this page using the values from ASP.NET Core, and then Vue's going to
Yeah.
come along and just
I
reset
think
all
it's
the
going to wipe
values.
them out. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I was hoping that it would preserve that as the initial state, but no, we need a way to pass just our current model down to our JavaScript code here.
Yeah, if we're going to do that, then we need to make sure. Then we need our ASP.NET code to create a JavaScript object to initialize this. Then.
Yes. So we're going to need a script down here. Script.
Script.
Scripty.
Scripty.
Oh my goodness.
Let me help you out there, buddy. Script. I think we lost David. I think he just died from that. He will never recover from this.
I just needed to blow my nose, and nobody needed to see me do that.
Oh yeah. I've had to blow my nose a few times during the stream.
Okay, so what's the best way for us to do
cold
this?
And flu season.
We actually are going to have to do it before we load this. Because the way this JavaScript is written, if I remember correctly...
Are you just going to inline an object?
I'm not sure.
Because that's scary if you do.
Is it?
No, we can do it. It's fine. It's still scary. Because then you have, like, mixing C# and JavaScript code.
Not very much.
Yeah, it's very minimal. It's very minimal because it's just an object creation.
Yeah, it's just serializing or writing something out to JSON on the page, but because this just gets called when we automatically write. Yeah, when this script is loaded, it calls new view. So whatever data we're passing,
this would just happen
here,
in line immediately.
Yeah, it needs to be accessible somehow. And this is the thing that I don't love about doing it this way. There's no good way to pass the data in. And it's just
the other option is
we can go the
totally controller based approach and load the page data by calling the getter.
We could, yeah. So then on mount we would
Yep, exactly. We can go the other route. Let's do the other route.
Sure.
I think that'll be nicer.
Do that. Yep.
So let's grab our getter code and move it into the channels controller. So
okay.
On get async is now going to work this way. We're no longer going to be doing the page binding that we had been doing. So that means we're going to do an HTTP get, and it's going to be a public async task of, it's going to be this model object, which is called a channel edit model.
Yep.
And we're going to call it get.
We'll take in the ID.
ID, yep. And it doesn't return page, it's going to return back the channel.
Yep.
Object is what we called it. Okay, hang on. Countries and time zones, those need to get loaded. How do we mark the selected ones? We don't need to, because when the data comes in, it will select them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine. So we'll do it that way. Have that. So that means over here in the HTML.cs file, we remove that. We don't need to set the model object anymore. The only ones we need to get are countries and time zones, and we don't set the third value. So we just do this.
Yep.
Wait, model.country code. We could get the data even if we don't use it all here. Alternately, we could skip time zone. We could skip loading the initial time zone data, and then when it does the selection, it would select, when we pull the data, it would select that one. So just pull initial countries. Don't pull the initial time zones. Okay.
That works.
All right, let's get rid of that bind property, and let's get rid of the time zones for now. This one's a significant change.
Yeah. We're definitely going down a
We're going down a path for sure here. Small rabbit hole, not a crazy one yet. There is not a post anymore at all.
No.
So let's get rid of that. Whoops. I thought that actually had that. Derp.
Okay.
All right, so we now have a basic on get that pulls us back the initial country data so that we don't have to do a secondary request for that because that data is unchanging. The countries of the world is unchanging. A very not true statement. Exploding. Pickle. What do y'all work? We are working on a website that is designed to be a community site for developer live streams. The main feature right now being the ability to schedule recurring live streams, and we want to be able to filter those based on tags. So picking which programming languages, etc., that you're interested in seeing. So it is an open source project that we are working on, and you can find all the source code out there. Okay. So that was a big change. I don't know if you made any changes while I was doing that.
No, I was just looking at the edit CSHTML page and thinking about a bunch of stuff that we just lost, like the model validation, and
we don't need that anymore. Yeah, I know. We missed out on some of the things that we were getting for free.
Yeah. So the one thing we still do need to pass in is the ID. I think we can probably get away with doing that with maybe a hidden input.
Oh, binding that and having the value on there?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's add the ID.
But we're not setting our channel model anymore in the... Right, yeah. Channel ID.
Get det.
Cool.
All right, channel ID. No, it was on the query string. Now that I think about it, it's in the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. We don't get the. We don't get a free not found this way, do we?
We do not. Yeah, we'll need to handle that in JavaScript. Okay.
Actually, funny enough, I don't think we really were getting it before. Oh, no, we did. We checked to see if it existed and did a not found if we didn't. So, okay. I mean, we can technically still do that check.
We could, yeah. We'll come back to it, though. I want to see if we can get this working. Any?
That's what I was going to do, yeah.
Yeah. And then you just do if not any. Yeah, there you go. Not exists.
Yeah, you're right.
If not.
Double not.
Okay.
What? Double knotting works with shoelaces. Should work here. We wanted to be really, really sure it was not. Hey, Rambling Geek.
Definitely not how programming logic works.
No, that's totally how that works.
Okay, so over in our JavaScript now, one thing that we're going to need to do...
Oh, let me anchor to you while I open up a new beverage.
Here we're going to want our channel ID equal to... Is that what we called it?
I think that's what it's called, yeah.
Is it going to lowercase that on the... Or is that not...
First off, I don't think it matters, but second, let's just lowercase it, and I'll lowercase it over here too. No, it's going to lowercase it. If it even gets it the ID. I'm just going to give it the ID.
Sure.
I'm not 100% that it's going to put it on there.
Now we need properties on here to represent all the different things. No, we don't. We want the channel model. We'll call it our model, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, you bind the whole model. That makes sense to me. I got it.
I think mounted is just a function that we can call, or that we can define here. And then we're going to want to make the call based on our channel ID and populate the model. That's the goal here. So we're calling API channels slash, don't need to encode that, it's just the ID. Is this looking right?
API channels ID should map that way, I think. So, yeah. We might have to do. We might have to tell it that's there. Forget how to do that. Is it route? Or is it just route?
I think just route, that's what's on the controller.
Is it like that we do it? Man, it's been a while since I've typed one of those.
Mm-hmm. You're going to want double quotes.
Yeah, you're right. Double quotes. See? Switching from JavaScript to... There we go. So I think it's like that. We check with my IntelliSense.
Looks right.
String template, yeah.
Okay, so in theory now we're going to, when this runs, although I suspect that maybe our initializers here for selected country and selected time zone are probably incorrect.
Why don't we say less than or equal to 0? And our return not found can't be that. We have to return something else. Null.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
We want to return an empty result. We probably want a better one than that. Draco, yeah, we're doing live share. I just jumped over to Visual Studio for a second for the IntelliSense. Sorry, where are you looking? I don't know where you are. You're here. Okay. Yeah, returning null does technically work here. We want to do something better than that. So actually, let me drop ourselves some to-dos on those. To do need an empty result. Return an empty result. Maybe we should say a not found result.
Yeah, that's ultimately what we want. But that's one thing with returning strongly typed versus returning an IAction result. So it makes it harder to do the status code returns.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Okay, so back
Rambling
to
Geek just spent 2 hours debugging a Windows service which talks to SharePoint to generate a PDF. It wasn't working because a filled-in SP was empty. We're not because our client couldn't get a hold of the original dev. I consider myself. Oh, there you go. Yeah, a lot of times there's just something stupid, and then code suddenly works. Okay, so we think that call can be I think that call can be made.
Yep.
I believe our JS call is correct. I think my adding the ID as a parameter in the route should make that work.
I think we'll get a bunch of JavaScript errors just because we don't have our bindings set up right on the. Actually, we're going to get a bunch of runtime or compile errors too because we're binding to channel all over the place, and that's not a thing anymore. So our edit CSHTML, we need to modify it.
That is actually a good point. Let me do that over in Visual Studio.
Okay.
Because it should be a little bit better about finding those. So channels, edit CSHTML, and it should, yeah, there it is. Okay, so the ASP4s just basically all need to disappear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all done.
Man, I almost want to regular expression this thing. And actually, let me get rid of all the validation pieces because those don't work.
Yep.
We don't have it right now. It's not gonna work like as much as I wish it did. It doesn't. Our tag ID string doesn't. We don't need that anymore, do we? We're bound to tag IDs or something, but it's gone.
We don't need the
we don't need it at all. Yeah, we don't need the hidden input because we're not sending it up that way. So that label needs a value. That time zone needs that. Ooh, is time zones not on our CSHTML model anymore? No.
No, you
got rid of it. Because now we're going to just bind that one with the initial country when it's selected.
Yep.
When we load in the data. Okay, so country code is no longer ASP4 on those, but the items are still set, so that's good. This label needs to go away. We're then going to need to set all these labels. And then the URI is no longer getting set here because we're going to pull that in from there as well. We don't need the summary validation either because we're not using it. And does this even need to be a form anymore?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
We're not doing a form post. So there we go.
I don't think I'm seeing your edits anymore.
What? Channel tag IDs. We don't need that label either. Rambling Geek, if you haven't joined our Discord, I highly recommend it. There is, in fact, a rants channel in our Discord for ranting about stupid things you run across and stuff like that. So, when you run across anything that was frustrating or dumb or annoying, there's a rants place to post that stuff. All right, did it edit for me over here? No, it did. Oh, it didn't edit for me either. That's funny.
Uh-oh.
Don't save. Now did it edit? Yes. I closed and reopened it, and now it's modified.
Okay, yeah, and I'm following you now, so it looks better.
Looks changed? Cool.
Yep. So all our vModel things are gonna... Do you see me editing right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Looks perfect.
It's gonna be model.name.
Yep. And we need to actually have a label on these now. So
we
this
do,
is name. That's URI. This one is country.
So this we're still doing the binding to ASP items.
Wait, hang on. I need to spell country correctly. All right, and that's my political joke for the day. time zone. And then this last label here. Why does it say typo label on that? Is this label?
I don't know what that is. Typo label.
I don't even know what that is.
Ajax. I have no idea.
Came in with our example.
I don't know what the intention was with that, but we'll call that tags and maybe take that class off of it. Call it a form label instead. Or whatever these things are. Control label.
Yeah. Yeah, kebab the thing. There we go.
Channel ID. Okay, so in theory, when we load this page, it's going to populate the. I don't expect that our country and time zone thing is going to work just yet, but it should load the data, and then when we hit save, it should just console log the model out to.
Step 1, I'm going to try building this,
browser.
see what happens. See if we get any compile time errors first.
Yep.
Edit CSHTML, can't convert from int question mark to int. It's one of our first ones.
Channels like controller.
Line 45. No, in edit CSHTML.
Oh, I'm looking at a different one.
Channel ID equals that. Oh, right. We already confirmed that it has a value, so we know that that's
right.
Since we already had this safety, we can call that down here.
Should we do if not dot has value instead?
Or actually, we could do this. Hang on. Yeah, we could just say ID has value. Hang on. And then this is an else. And if it has value, then we're going to set it. And then it's super explicit and nice and happy.
Okay, I like it.
And we didn't do any nodding. Okay.
Now the channels controller has some issues as well.
Yep. Channel is a type. Okay. Doesn't surprise me. We had a thing called channel.
Yep.
Which why don't we just call it edit model?
Sure.
Because it's our edit model. We have a model and an edit model. All right, let me build again.
That should build now. This time for sure.
So. Hang on. Bool does not contain a definition for get a waiter. All right, so we did something as a task in edit CSHTML.cs. Because is there an any async? Oh my god, is there?
Probably.
There probably is. Okay. Wait, what is this? Int.hasValue cannot be used like a method. Oh, whoops.
Oh, that was me. I added it that way. I don't know why. I thought it was a method.
It has in it, so I get why you guessed that.
No extension method any.
What?
Line 72. Channels.any, so we're probably just missing a extension method or an using here.
Using system link, yeah. Did it get it?
That would be the problem.
I'll just add it then. Okay.
Interesting that any async was there.
What? I'm not allowed to just guess that someone made that extension method?
Okay, it builds.
Yeah,
Check it
nice.
in.
Yeah, thanks. I'll do that. I'll do that. Uh, hey, Jensen, welcome. As S&B says, yes, Woody, this is C# and JavaScript we're doing here on the stream, but that's awesome if you know Ruby. Um, we would gladly help explain whatever it is you're wondering about.
Okay.
It got United Kingdom, but didn't select the time zone.
Yeah, I expected that. Interesting.
That's fine.
Which one are you editing to? Is that the sample?
Yeah, that's my channel, and then this one selected United States. So what?
Yep,
So
that part's working at least.
yeah, we're doing the I decided to make the examples the two greatest of the primarily English speaking countries in the world. You know.
Makes sense.
That was a joke because David's from Canada, so I was like
Well,
intentionally like.
we're basically part of the UK though, so
Yeah, sort of. It's weird. You
we still,
you
she's still our queen, right? So
Commonwealth, but like it's like really extended there, buddy.
let me see.
Hang on, we do
Time
have
zone
some
ID
JavaScript
is
errors.
set on the model, so we just need
Cannot
to get
read
that
property name of
down.
null. Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Question is where that's happening.
Let's open up the view panel and see if we get any more information. All right. So
One thing we might want to do is only render this form part once the model is there. So what we might want to do is a VF on. Do we have anything wrapping the whole form here? We do.
Canaware. They're trying to guess where you are in Canada.
Hmm.
Whoa, Montreal's not part of Canada. That's
Of course it
that's
is.
not. No, that's not Canada. Canada is just Toronto. It's the capital of Canada.
I am much wester than Montreal.
Yes, but not as
Keep
west as
traveling.
you. You can still go further west in Canada than you are, though.
Yeah. So v if this dot, or if model is not equal to null. Let's refresh that.
The greatest Canadians do live in Ohio. That is true. See, we have a Canadian in the chat that lives in Ohio. She's pretty
Cool.
awesome.
Okay, I got rid of the null problem.
I can't believe people live there in the winter. SME, they build ice rinks. It's actually pretty funny.
To be fair, a lot of us move to Arizona in the winter, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got rid of that error at least.
Cool.
Which I don't know if you were following me, but I added a VF on that.
VF model equals null. Yeah. I see
So
that.
the next thing to figure out here is the time zone. So we have V model set to the time zone ID. But I think the problem is we don't have all our time zone options.
We need to make sure the options. When the options come in, we might need to set that value again.
Oh, you know what I think we need to do is fetch the time zones after we load the model.
Yes, we need to load the model and then fetch the time zones.
So then we do.
But hang on, shouldn't we do that automatically? Because when we fetch the model, don't we do the selected country and then that fetches time zones?
We're not setting selected country, and I don't know if we want to anymore specifically.
Oh, because it's on the model.
Yeah.
Can we put a watch on the model dot country?
That I don't know. I've only done it on like the root level properties, not like nested in.
Well, then maybe we do want to have selected country.
Sure. Let's just do this dot selected country equals this dot model dot country code.
Or could we make it a computed property?
Oh, we could, but if we which the selected country? Oh yeah, and we could still watch a computed property, I think.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, let's do that.
Watching computed properties. Yes, you can set up a watcher on a computed property. There we go. Okay, so selected country is a computed property based on that model object, and then we can watch it.
Okay. And then that logic should all just flow. So
yeah, I don't like living in places where you don't get snow and cold. The only thing I don't like is when you get like a foot or more of snow in like a day. That annoys me. We get that where I am, but it annoys me every time when you're like, we didn't need this all at once. Spread it out, nature. Come on. Yeah, you probably also get a good amount of snow where you are. Now
so that still failed. Cannot read property country code of null. Oh.
Country. Oh, selected country is either null or yeah. Doesn't I thought JavaScript has the same thing?
Can we do the question mark
think,
dot? Okay.
I think they have that, don't they?
Maybe.
Why is it complaining about it? I thought they had that.
I don't know if they do.
Expected token. No. Well, it's not going to let us.
We'll just do it the... Oops.
Whoa. Hang on.
We're both hitting undo at the same time. And
yeah, that's really borking. I'll let you do it.
It's in a weird state now, so I'm just going to retype it.
Yeah. I will say, though, I do really... So, it's usually indicative that there is some kind of a problem. Like, that is a... Like, people use the term code smell, right? Like, there's a code smell here. But there are a lot of cases where I will take that little code smell over a complete restructuring of things.
Yep.
Like, if you're chaining a bunch of them, yeah, you need to, like, it's time to look into what's wrong and see if you can fix it. But this is a case of, it's not loaded yet, so we don't have the value. Like, just don't blow up.
Okay, so now our...
When we reload this.
Okay, so our selected country logic is just going to have to change a little bit here. We don't want to do any document.getElement by ID. That's silly. We want this .model .timezone ID.
Yep.
And this goes away. We don't want to modify the options for our select.
Wait, hang on.
Actually, wait a minute.
Yeah, we wanted to do that.
We shouldn't have to. We should be able to just bind now to the list of options. We shouldn't have to clear them out.
It was making us do that before, though. So comment that out instead of deleting it, because we might need that one back.
Okay.
Because there was something that was not going right with it. And that's why we had to put that in there, because it wasn't removing. Because we were thinking the same thing, because we're like, it's bound to this array. It should just work. When we reset the values, it wasn't getting rid of them. So hence we forcefully removed them and added them again. But that might have been getting caused by the binding from ASP.NET that was doing it. And like ASP.NET's way of adding it wasn't letting Vue get rid of them. I don't remember for certain, but either way.
I think we don't want to set the selected time zone here anymore. Otherwise it'll forget when we load it the first time.
Wait, don't set it there.
It's the selected time zone is just part of the model now, and we're just trying to load up the options.
Oh, that's picking. What that is doing is that's automatically selecting the first one. So we do want to do this, but we want to do this differently.
So we only want to do that if
it would be this. What did we call it? Time zone ID?
Yeah, with a little t. But
yeah,
the problem with that is it's going to reset it.
It's going to reset it and do...
When we load the first time. Like right now we're trying to get it to just load the time zone ID that was read when we loaded the model here. It was mounted.
Yeah, so when we mount, we grab all the data for the channel, and then we put that all on the model object. When we do that, that changes the computed selected country value. When the computed selected country value changes, that triggers the selected country watch, which will call fetch time zones.
Correct.
So let's say that our country's Canada. So it's going to go and fetch all the time zones for Canada. It's going to pass that up. We're going to call this. It's going to pass in CA as the country code.
Yep.
And then when we get our response, we're going to take all the time zones that we got back, put those in the time zone options collection, which is bound to that. It does not have one selected, though. But what we do is we want to default then to the first one. So we set on the model object the first value. Is there another way to do that?
We want to set the... We want to default it to the first one when they change the country. But when we're loading the page the first time, we're not actually changing to a different country. Let's say it was Canada and Mountain Time. We would want it to stay on Mountain Time. We wouldn't want it to default to whatever the first one is, because we'd be changing the state of the...
True, we'd switch to Mountain Time, model. But then we would... Oh, yeah, we would load in theirs. Okay, so...
So we only really want to do this if the current time zone ID isn't in the options.
Yeah, that's a... Yep, there you go. That's the way to do it. One sec. Yeah, S&B is correct. I see his comment in there from like 5 minutes ago about fantastic snow removal in places. And I will say, if you're anywhere that it snows a lot, you will be amazed at how efficiently that snow removal actually happens. It's kind of impressive.
Okay, so does this make sense if the currently selected time zone ID isn't found in the time zone options, then we default to the first one?
So I want to do one quick change here just to make this a little easier.
Please do.
Current index.
Sure.
There's no easy way to make that. Oh, did I capital N or something?
No, you had IDEX.
Oh, the current... You don't know IDEXs? Yeah, that's an American-only term. You guys call them indexes up in Canada. We call them IDEXs here in the States. We just add the N sound when we pronounce it. That's just the way we spell it. Kind of like how you guys don't like pronounce the U that you add to color. We just, pronounce an N that isn't there. And the Brits sometimes add like an R onto the ends of names, like the name like Louiser.
Okay, I think that's working now.
I think it is too. I also love the fact that while you click around on your browser on your computer, I get to see all the info and blah 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 stuff down in VS Code. It's so weird.
It is. Well, when you build things on yours,
Yeah, it
I
starts going.
also get
Yeah.
this terminal output on mine.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thanks,
So I think
Hugo.
the thing we need to add now is just our selected tags on that channel model so that we can bind all that info.
Nice. United States, Eastern Time, New York. Perfect. I love that that's actually loading in there.
Yeah.
So all the
Sweet.
values are coming up nicely still. So good. We've almost switched to actually using Vue here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me try this again. TypeScript. C#, because I haven't messed with it in a while.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work right now, is it? Oh,
Now,
maybe it
here's
will.
what I want to know is why do I have this little drop down little widgety thing? You're going to have to look on the stream to see what I'm clicking on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have one of the options not quite set right there.
Yeah.
We'll figure that one out. Okay, so if we look at that multi-select, we're binding to the vModel to selected tags, which we probably want to be model.tags now.
Yep. We want that to be model.tags.
Options is tags, that's fine still.
Yep.
I think that's it. So now we just need to...
And whether it's loading is based on his loading tags, which we still have close on select. That, I believe, is exit out of it, right? When you select it, show no results. False, no. Limit 3. Should probably actually have more than 3.
It'll still let you pick more than 3. It's the...
No, I mean, like, it's how many it comes back within the search results was my assumption on that, right?
That's the options limit, which is 300.
Oh, nice. That's funny.
So limit 3, or that limit is how many it'll show on the, like in line with the little X's, and then if you have more than that, it will say and 5 more or whatever. Just because you can't really render all of them if you had like 100 selected.
Well, if you allow the box to expand down, you sort of can.
Yeah, it just starts to look really ugly. So I think we just need to go to our channels controller and make sure that we're setting a tags. Does our edit model have a tags list?
I think
That'll
so.
be the thing to look at.
Let's open it up. Channel edit model. We have tag IDs.
Okay, so we actually want tags now to be like a tag view model.
I'm gonna get rid of the ID string.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Anymore.
We do have a concept of a tag view model, right?
We do, and we're gonna want to adjust what it is though, to match with what you're doing now.
Let's go see what it is.
It's ID, name, and description, which we aren't gonna want because well, actually,
that's fine. Actually, we could just not populate the description.
We just won't populate the description when it comes up.
Yeah.
We'll probably want to send it down with a description though, because well, I guess I don't know how that one works because it'd be nice if that multi-select could show the descriptive value for it somehow.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. So let's leave it in there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just populate it though. So I don't think that's being set yet, is it?
In our getter, I don't think so.
So if we go to the two-channel edit model is probably the thing.
Actually, maybe we did do it.
I don't think so because we're not.
Well, we might not have done it. We might not have done it right yet. We probably set it to ints, is what I mean.
Oh, maybe. Let me follow you again.
That's a good plan because I'm here.
You are here.
Two-channel edit model.
We didn't do anything with it.
Tags equals source dot tags select oops.
Oh, that's weird.
Tag and tag dot to view model.
That might not be right.
What's
Because
not right about it?
tags there is a channel tag, right? Not a tag.
Look, I selected it. I did
Two view
select
models
two
in
view
the
models.
tag class, though, right? Isn't it? And source.tags here is channel tag.
Actually, you're right. It's going to be tag dot tag.
Yeah.
Tag dot tag.
You're it.
All right.
Okay, so
let me do this then, just so that's a little less confusing. That'll be X.
now the other thing we're going to need to do again here is make sure we're including the right things. So we're going to do. I'm back in the channels controller.
Yeah, I'll anchor to you just so I can see where you are. There you go.
Tags.
I love clicking that because you can just jump to them and then turn it off, and you're there in the same spot.
Can you try building that? See if that works. I don't know if I can nest the properties like that.
Oh, if you need to do that, you can. There is a way to reference it. And here's what you do. You say tags.
Oh, then include.
Then include. Yeah. Include.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Let me go out the site and try to build. Derp.
Tag does not contain a definition for to-be model.
It does. It just doesn't know it does. From tag to tag view model. So we need to include this namespace. Using that. And try building it again. Whoops. Tag ID string. Where's that still being used? Apply tag changes.
Oh, we need to change that now, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, it should be simpler, at least. Where is this guy?
Just jump to me. Welcome, mgriff. Or emgriff, one or the other. Yeah, so we're going to pass in tags, which is, whoops, you go ahead.
Is it a list?
Yeah, it's a list of tag view models. And then instead of splitting it, we can just select off the ID that we want.
Yep.
Yep, there we go. And then
That should do the trick.
Yeah, that should that should be the only change. So instead of parsing it off, we just grab that. Let's try building. See what we get. Well, it's restoring, so that's positive. Might actually work. Hey, there we go.
Sweet.
Let's try running it. Let's see how close we are. Site's going. Whoa, what was that? Alright. So, page is still loading up data as we expect. Oh, hey, it came in with tags.
Fantastic.
Look, my channel loads in with tags.
Yep, it sure does.
DevChatter does not have tags yet, so let's go give
DevChatter
some tags.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. That's why I was confused. I thought it was still not working.
We'll just say that it's a JavaScript tag, and that's the only one it's got right now, and I'll click save, and that maybe did something? Nope. Didn't save barely works right now.
Oh, save just console logs right now. So.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah.
So let's go make that change now.
Hang on. So edit. So let me see. Does it console log anything relevant? Just the data?
The model. So
Okay,
you
cool.
should be able
Let's
to see
take a look at the model.
model.tags.
Yeah. An array of one item. And that item has, oh my god, it's got the description, the ID, and the name. That's glorious. It actually has the description.
Cool.
So
We'll just
that
post it
should
with
get
the description
populated
for now, but
yeah.
fine.
ID of 2, name is JavaScript. Fantastic. Let's take a look. I'm gonna close a bunch of those. Whoa. Why is this asking me if I want to save that? I guess I'm gonna say yes. Because you're changing it right now. That's why. I'm like, why did that have changes? We just built. You got me worried there for a sec. Alright, let me load up that, and then the other thing we're going to need is that one. Okay. Yep, so when we click save, we can still console log if you want. Winning.
Yeah, I don't know what else to log right now. I'm not sure what that response is going to look like.
Saved it. We'll do that just so we get a little more clear. Yeah, a success toast or do a redirect. Maybe a success toast and then a redirect. Even. That ought to work. We post to API channels with the model. Do we need to pass the ID when we do that, or just the model object?
I think just the model. The model has an ID on it, so.
Yeah, and I don't think we had that on the channel controller, so I think that's correct.
Getting a null reference exception though when I go to save.
Sounds good. I'll take a look at a sec. Hang on. All right. So site. Well, let me restart the site real fast. Just to make sure that everything rebuilt. Go to the channels page. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look at this one. This has nothing on it. JavaScript. And while I'm doing this, let me pull up the data because we actually want to see what's in that database table. So view data. Okay, there's currently nothing for DevChatter because that's ID 1. And I get a 500 error.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So same thing. Well, our options there. I would love to know what the error is.
It is on apply. Where am I getting it? Apply edit changes.
Apply edit changes, which is going to be part of the mapping in the view model of the channel. So, yep, right there. It's an apply edit changes, not it's got to be an apply tag changes, right?
No, it says apply. Oh, maybe. No, it looks like it's maybe the edit model is actually null, which I don't know how that would happen.
How did we call that?
We're saying model.apply edit changes channel. I feel like we got model and channel backwards here. But we
That's
didn't.
the view
But
model. It's the channel. Yeah.
channel is the view model.
Yeah,
Model
I just left the name the way it
channel.
was. We should fix those, but just to be clear.
Yeah. But how could that be null? I don't think it can be null.
Unless the binding didn't happen right.
Can we put some breakpoints and step through this?
Do breakpoints work?
I think so.
They do?
I think so.
Alright, let's find out. I didn't catch a breakpoint.
Oh, we're not debugging, right?
Yeah, I forget how to get that to attach. Start debugging.
Yeah, you should be able to attach to a process. If you go to the debug tab on the left in code, the thing that looks like a bug, there's a tab on the left-hand side just below the Git thing. So there is an attached to process, I think. There should be anyway. If you hit the little gear icon,
Yeah.
then select .NET Core, there's an attached to local .NET Core console.
I don't
So
see that option.
down at the bottom of the file, there should be a .NET Core attach right now in the launch JSON file. Do you see that?
I'm right here. .NET Core attach, yep.
Okay, so if you hit debug now, or with the debug dropdown, like the little play icon on the left-hand side,
Yep.
you can pick .NET Core attach and then hit run. And then it should prompt you to pick your process.
It does not have that.
So you have .NET Core Launch selected right now with the not that drop down, sorry. If you go not on the toolbar at the top, but just below that, next to the gear icon for
Yeah,
debug.
okay, I see that now. So
You
let me
can
run
pick
the project again, and then
pick .NET Core attach. And then when you hit the button, you should get a prompt with all the processes that are running that you can attach to. In theory, if it were to work.
and which one is it? Run watch right here.
Oh, hey, you have a few. Neat. It would be 31276.
I think that's the right one.
Yep.
I guess we're about to find out if that works. Reload the page. Type in JavaScript. Hit save. I did not hit a breakpoint.
Darn. Well, that's a bummer.
Wait, hang on. The breakpoints are missing.
Oh. We had them in the channels controller, I think.
No symbols have been loaded for this document. It's like I got the wrong one.
Otherwise, could tell it to launch. Oh, that's a really ugly. Oh.
I tried attaching to one of the other processes.
I see a bunch of threads in the debug window.
It might be more threads than we want to have, though.
Oh, I think it's working now.
Actually, I think I got it. There we go. Okay.
Sweet.
Cool. So now we've caught that. This came up with null, 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 null.
Which did? Channel?
Channel. Didn't bind anything.
Channel's all null.
Yep. That model didn't bind.
Okay, so I must not have passed it in properly.
Yep.
Oh, we need to do a from body, I think, in ASP.NET Core.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Good call. All right, let's kill the process and start it over again. And I think I can attach to the right one this time. Okay. What is this one? And I will reload this page. And I'm going to type in JavaScript as the tag. Click save. We caught the breakpoint again. Has values. Yep, we forgot the from body.
Sweet. And you can see the tags are there and everything.
The tags, yeah.
So if we just run, we should see it get saved.
Just removing the breakpoints.
Oh, we got an error there.
What's the error?
Okay, so we the redirect page didn't work.
I didn't get that error. But I'm going to disconnect.
So you don't see the error. It's you see it there in your terminal output. Is where I'm seeing it.
Yeah, it just didn't catch it with the breakpoint on my side.
Yeah. So it should have actually saved though. If we go back to that.
Hang on. Let's take a look in the database. Yep, there it is. We have JavaScript one, C#, English, and TypeScript for those, so they should all be there. Or is the site still running? Yeah. Back to the list of channels. Let me get rid of this so we can see this better. But this one loads up with JavaScript, and this one loads up with C#, English, and TypeScript. So, very nice.
We have it working. Now, you probably noticed how things flash all goofy when it's loading.
Yeah.
One thing you can do, I think it's just if you add Vdash cloak to our root app element, I think that will get rid of that.
Oh, to tell it to basically stay hidden until it's...
I don't think I got that right.
I don't think you got that right either. Since it still did the flashy thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it only did it... yeah, I'm still seeing the double curlies in there.
So Vdash cloak. Oh, you also need to put some CSS in there for that to work.
Oh, okay.
Put a display none on the vcloak attribute.
Got it.
So where's our CSS for this project?
CS what now?
Our style sheets would be under www.root.
Yeah, they should be under www.root. Oh, I was still anchored to you. I was opening up folders, and then suddenly the CSS file opens up. I was like, oh whoops.
I think I got that right now.
vcloak display none.
Yep, cool.
I assume that all Vue does is just remove the vcloak attribute when it loads.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what it does. The directive will remain on the element until the associated Vue instance finishes compilation.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yep. Really easy.
Yeah, just loads right in there.
So it hides any of those uncompiled, like the mustache bindings and things that look really goofy. So cool. We have it working. There's a bunch of cleanup to do, but
yeah,
because we lost validation and stuff, but that might be a good thing to.
Whole thing needs styling
next.
So let's get a commit in there because it does work. We need to get that redirect in place, but oh, so what is this? This is save channel edit using JavaScript, right? Does that sound like what we did?
Yeah, that's what we did.
That's a big change. Okay.
So I think we're going to want to do the redirect just in JavaScript as opposed to with a return value.
I would agree. So that would mean that in our return on the controller, we want to return back some kind of okay, successful confirmation thing.
Yeah. So that's where we might need to change to returning an iAction result.
could we just return like an OK or something?
Oh, on the edit we can, yes. Yeah, because it's already returning just an action result. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yep.
already have it returning an action result, so that should be
Perfect.
I think
And
OK
then,
is what we do. Let me try building just to confirm if I got that right. Quas, we are coding on the same stuff at the same time. This is VS Live Share. So I can actually jump over to where he is. He's right, cursor location's right there, and I can watch as he types. So we are also using Git to commit and make our changes, but we are. It really is amazing. So
it's magic.
yeah, still a little buggy. It's in preview, but it is quite nice when you watch it working.
It is two things. It's either magic or it's broken.
It can be both.
There's enough magic there that I'm willing to overlook the broken.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea. A lot of companies need to realize that it's okay to have some bugs as long as you have enough magic.
Yeah. Well,
But we want those bugs to go away in the long run. Okay, so you're just gonna win.
This.
Yeah.
If we can confirm
Let's go
this
run.
works, I'm gonna have to drop off. I'm out of time for the day.
You're out of time.
Out of time.
All right, let's figure out if this works. So this one we're gonna remove TypeScript because this stream doesn't do TypeScript. I didn't have the console up, so I don't even know if that did anything.
Totes worked.
Well, let me see if it really did anything first. Did I click it once and we not go anywhere? Okay, I didn't click save yet. Whoa! Wish that were a little slower, but sent us back here, so that's good. Alternately, it could take us to the details page if we didn't want to go back to the channels route.
Yeah.
But that is fine going there. Redirect to channels list after saving. Cool. That looks good. And SBTW15, thanks for that follow. Much appreciated. Okay, cool. So I will go ahead and push those up. That's actually a pretty good spot in this. If anyone hasn't yet, be sure to click that follow button to get notified when we go live. And also, make sure that you follow Dave on Twitter. Dave, will you point to where people can find your Twitter? It's right down there below your face there on the stream. And you should also post a link to that in the chat, which I think you can safely do without the bot hitting you. But we're about to find out. Anyway, so I want to make sure that I thank you for showing up, hanging out, and joining the stream today. It is always fun. Wait, did you weren't following?
I realized when you said make sure you follow.
That's hilarious. Dave wasn't even. You've been a guest on the stream how many times, and you've never clicked the follow button apparently. Well, there you go. Congratulations. Enjoy your 100 coins. That was pretty good. But yeah. Anyway. As I said, I guess. And hopefully everybody enjoyed having you on the stream and writing code with us again. I know I did.
This was fun.
It is always fun. I like pair programming. It's good stuff. The discussion, the chatter, as it were, it's always good. Buttons to click. Are you like immediate run out the door thing, or do you mind if I click buttons first?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So if you haven't yet, and this goes for David also, be sure to join our Discord. It is a chat application. If you don't know what Discord is, it is a great place to chat with me and other developers who are interested in various types of programming and technology and that sort of thing. We have a lot of interesting channels in there. We have a rants channel for like complaining about annoying things that happened at work or stuff like that. Places to discuss projects, different technologies, as you know, things happen in the industry. It's a good spot for that. So. And that's, you know, discussions outside the stream. Obviously, if you're here, you can just talk in the stream chat. If you are interested in contributing to any of our projects or want to see any of the code that we do here, take a look at our GitHub at github.com/devchatter. And these links are over there as well. This DevStreams project we're working on is obviously to promote the developer live streaming community. So feel free to work on it, make any contributions that you want. If you send us a pull request, I'll either review it on or off stream, one or the other, and try to get it merged in. Other things, we have an archive of videos of the stream here. You can find on Twitch in the videos section, or you can check them out over on YouTube at youtube.com/c/devchatter. And that actually includes a number of. How many times have you been a guest on here? Is this your third time here?
Yeah, this is my third time.
Yeah, so you can find videos of those. I actually have a playlist of times where I'm pair programming with a guest. So if you quickly want to find the episodes that have, you know, David in them, that's the easiest way to do that. And other than that one, I know I mentioned Twitters already for both of us. David, thank you for hanging out. What do you want to tell people about that you do when you want to promote about your stuff?
Oh, well, I talked about the ASP.NET Monsters over at ASP.NETmonsters.com. You can also check out my blog, which is just davepaquette.com.
You know that you can link these things in the chat, right?
I do know that.
Okay.
I will add them now.
This is the ASP.NET Monsters. So today we had this one, this weird orange one. In the past, we've had this blue one on the stream, and we've also had the green one. So we've actually had all three of the ASP.NET Monsters. More than once each has a guest on the stream. I think we like those guys. They're good people. So
friendly monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Also, there's some article using Vue as a drop-in replacement for Knockout in an ASP.NET MVC project.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how similar that ended up being to what.
Yeah, when you posted that, I was like, "Hey, that's funny. That's what I do. Like, I'm doing that." So
awesome.
It was good stuff. All right, let me click the credit button. I don't remember if there was anything interesting in the credits that I'm forgetting about. But in addition to, like, you know, David, oh yeah, thank you for those the cheers. Thanks for helping out, moderating and answering questions, S&B, and to those people that followed, including that David guy that followed the stream today. We will be back again on Saturday for another stream. I don't think we'll have David for that one. Unless he, you know, chimes in with another, hey, you want to be crazy, and, you know, we'll jump on the live stream and pair if you don't have someone, which is actually what he said to me on Monday, but I wasn't planning on streaming on Monday. But either way, it was fun. I will see all of you soon. Take care. Happy coding. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, everyone.